Good morning, everybody. Jake here, and I'm going to try and dispel some rumors and explain to you exactly what's going on here. And it's nothing new. This has been going on forever, and it will continue to be the same. But let's discuss FEMA for a minute, okay? And FEMA is an entity that we see involved in every major natural disaster across our country for a very long time, all right? And the first thing that you must understand about FEMA is they are really not there to help the American people, okay? The entity was not designed for that. It never has been, okay? And I can tell you from experience, because I've worked for 15 plus years with FEMA, around FEMA, and seeing the actual person-to-person dealings that FEMA has with people, especially in a catastrophic area. And we're gonna talk about the Southeast United States here, all right? And all of the anger issues and things going on with FEMA and what's happening down there. And I'll be the first one to tell you, I don't support, many of you know if you watch my channel, I'm not really a pro-government person. So what I'm telling you here is not out of hate or spite or anything. It's just the truth as to what I have experienced throughout the years dealing with FEMA. All right. FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Association, agency. Federal, that right there should tell you just about everything that you need to know about FEMA. Federal Emergency Management. That's all they are, okay? They are a government entity that is derived from needing a management agency to handle the situation. FEMA is not there to give Americans money, okay? They're not there to hand out things. They're not there to bring in equipment. They're not there to make the repairs. They're not there to help you, all right? They are a federal emergency management, all right? They're supposed to coordinate this stuff, get stuff together, assign contracts, all right? FEMA doesn't do anything. Most of all of the contractors and subsidiaries that are going to come into a disaster area and make repairs, clean up debris, all of that kind of stuff, those are privately owned companies, all right? And many of them, the large ones, all right, the ones that get the bulk of these bids or contracts from FEMA are the same companies. They travel from disaster site to disaster site, and that is their business, cleaning up, working with FEMA, for FEMA, all right, on your tax dollar to clean these areas up, rebuild these areas. FEMA themselves do nothing, all right? They manage the situation. So to be pissed off at FEMA for things not happening or things not moving along or people not being rescued or, you know, all of everything that goes along with the disaster, that has always been the case, okay? From 20 years ago when I worked in disaster recovery and damage assessment, FEMA was the same way, all right? The same things have happened in every major disaster in this country from 20, 30 years ago up till last week. All right. And the same thing is fixing to happen again in Florida in just the next few days. We've all seen Florida's got a big hurricane coming, and FEMA is going to do the exact same thing that happened in the Carolinas is going to happen again in Florida. They are simply going to come in there and attempt to manage the situation. And again, I'm no supporter of FEMA, but people must realize in these disaster zones, there needs to be some kind of control. And I speak from experience on this. Because when you go into this disaster area, all right, it's WROL. It's without rule of law. You have seen the pictures. You have seen the information. You have seen the area. You see how devastated it is. And it is great that all of these people, you know, want to come and help and send money and send supplies and all of that kind of good stuff. But the true fact of the matter is, in a devastated area like that, if you don't have a specific job, all right, whether it be come in and clean debris or work on electrical or, you know, provide food at a location, the government and authorities don't want you in there. And the biggest reason for that is because people are real dickheads, all right? We have very low morals as a species. And I have seen it myself. People come into these areas under the guise of wanting to help, but they are basically thieves and looters and people looking to make a quick buck. Because when you go into one of these areas, all of those belongings of people are strewn over this area. And there can be jewelry and cash, gold bars, anything of value is strewn over this area. And not all, but a lot of people that are going to come into this area will take advantage of that situation. I've seen it myself. People come in to pick up lumber. People come in to pick up wire. People come in to steal personal effects. You know, things that you may see as useless, other people see dollar signs, all right? That's just the truth of it. So the authorities want to keep people out. If you don't live there, all right, and you're not associated with a known contractor helping in the disaster zone, they basically don't want you there because they have no way of knowing what you are and are not going to do and what you are capable of doing. People come in there and start picking stuff up. And I have personally walked around a disaster site and stepped over jewelry and guns and, you know, been in people's houses where, you know, the water was on the first floor and the second floor, you still have big screen TVs and $20,000-$30,000 lighting fixtures and gold-plated faucets, you know, nice houses. And there are a ton of people that will come in there and loot and steal and put in their pocket and, you know, scavenge things. That's why the authorities don't want people in there, all right? And the homeowners, all right, that do live there, they too don't want people in there, in all honesty. They start getting in the way. They notice the looting. You got the contractors that are coming in and charging 3 or 4 times, you know, the amount, gouging prices. All of the bad things come along with the people that want to help. That's just a simple fact. That's how it works. That's how it's been. That's how it's always been. And there's no way to differentiate between these people. Who's really here to help? Who's here to steal stuff? Okay? That's why they're trying to keep people out. If you're donating goods or money, whatever it may be, clothes, there are areas that they try and gather these supplies up and then redistribute that amongst the disaster area to other areas. Maybe a local pickup zone here, and they take them out to churches or whatever. But the overall job for FEMA is a management type of situation. And I'll be the first one to agree that they do a very piss poor job at it. And that's where the federal part comes in. There's nothing that the government is going to do, all right, that is streamlined and efficient and things happen quickly. It doesn't happen, folks. All right, I saw the first video just a couple of days ago of equipment starting to be delivered in this area, and a lot of that is actually military equipment. Private individuals are not bringing in equipment yet because they have not won the contracts and bids, all right, to make these repairs and clean these roads and start the process of rebuilding the electrical. All right, FEMA puts out contracts for these things, and they are bid on, and like the government, the lowest bidder generally gets the deal. That's what you can expect from FEMA. And it's fixing to happen again in just a few days in Florida, okay? I'll try not to make the video too long because I know how the attention span of people is. But for you as an American to expect any help from FEMA, you are barking up the wrong tree. Don't expect it. FEMA is not going to give you free money. They're not going to fix your stuff for free. Nothing that they supply to you is going to be free, all right? They provide low interest loans for you to make your repairs, and that's it. And not everybody is going to be able to get those loans, all right? Just remember that. FEMA is not here to help you. And lastly, as far as the donations and everything go, any large, doesn't matter what you call them, nonprofit, ministry, whatever, once you donate those goods to these entities, there is no guarantee at all that your supplies or your money is going to be used on this disaster. Many of you people have donated money to many different organizations to help in the Carolinas down there. And there is no law that says this entity has to use that money to help in this disaster, all right? You donate money to the Red Cross, and they can use that money how they see fit, when they see fit, on whatever cause that they want. And that goes pretty much for every single entity that has to do with these natural disasters. Once you give it, they can do whatever they want with it. And it does you no good to go down there personally and try and get involved and give. Sure, a few people, but it doesn't take very long at all for the situation to become overwhelming. And you see exactly what's happening down there in the Carolinas now. They're turning people away, they won't let people in. As I just discussed a while ago, the biggest reason is they don't know these people and they don't know what they're capable of. And the homeowners around in these areas don't want, thieves and looters and crooks and criminals and crackheads walking around in their neighborhoods. You loot, we shoot. And these people that have gone through this, they're at wit's end, all right? They haven't slept, they haven't eaten, everything they have is destroyed, everything they have is gone, they could have possibly lost loved ones, and now you have strangers roaming around out there on their property. It's very easy for someone to get, unalived. Let's put it that way. So law enforcement comes in and they try and limit the amount of people that are coming into these areas. Take that into consideration. All right. That's it for now. That was a 15-minute little spiel, and I doubt many of you stayed around to the end. But again, folks, you are on your own in any of these situations. It doesn't matter if it is earthquake or tornado or hurricane or fire or whatever it may be. The government is not here to help you. They're not going to give you any money. No free money, all right? Remember that. Thanks. Stay safe out there. Appreciate you watching.